Oh, it's so wonderful to see you again. Come in and unwind. Welcome back to the Celestial Café, a podcast for the magical mind.
So come, take a seat. Would you like something sweet? A star drop potion for the soul? Maybe an enchanted eclair as a treat?
I just baked a batch of warm cookies with a dash of moonlight. I wonder what will happen if you take a little bite.
Here is your bewitching beverage. Let each sip melt your worries away. It's time to open your mind. I wonder what magic awaits us today.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Celestial Café, possibly a sad episode of Celestial Café. We're doing this as a little announcement episode to just kind of let y'all know what's going on with the podcast and our reasoning and information about our Patreon and stuff for you going forward. So we started Celestial Café about 2 years ago when it was still just kind of like an in Discord meetup for like tarot and new moon adventures, and it evolved into a full moon coverage and a podcast over time. The podcast has been running officially for a year now, and we'd been streaming this for 18 months, a year and a half, but we are sad and sorry to say that Celestial Café is coming to an end at long last. So we thought we would have a little episode here and tell y'all our thoughts, what's going on behind it. We still have a schedule for y'all for the rest of the summer, so we're going to let you know what the next 5 episodes are going to look like. We are all dressed in black today to mourn the sad departure of Celestial Café. And yeah, so how are y'all doing today, fellow hosts?
I'm sad. My heart is heavy.
Yeah, lots of mixed feelings. It's very bittersweet. There's a lot of reasons that went into this decision for all of us, and when it gets down to it, we didn't really have the extra time or energy on this phase of our lives to be putting this amount of energy into a group project separate from our own individual content streams. And I know myself, I completely stopped making content for the majority of this as I've picked up more with Celestial Café. I know, Shady, yeah, you similarly. I think I just need some time to get at least my priorities more in alignment with what pays my bills and supports me when it gets down to it. And I love Celestial Café, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if y'all have followed my content on Hey Shady Lady for a while, you've probably noticed that I'm just not streaming right now. I'm not making YouTube videos. I'm not producing Shady Whispers or any of the other projects. I'm not posting blogs. Like, I haven't been making content for months, and it's been slowly trickling down. I had this fleeting thought a couple of weeks ago of getting rid of my computer, and the idea filled me with excitement. It's not something I would do because I've invested way too much into this setup, and it literally is what I want my career to be. But I don't know. Maybe we're a couple of years out, like the pandemic. That started in 2020. We're in 2023 now, and I just am finding myself wanting to be out of my room, away from my computer, out in the world, adventuring. Like, I'm lining up a summer for myself where I'm going to go like waterfall hopping and looking like I live up in the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina, and I have yet to really explore them. I do plan to document, and make YouTube videos, and those feel exciting to me. But like sitting at my computer for the amount of time and energy that goes into producing a podcast on a weekly basis like this it's just something that has started to grow more and more heavy on my shoulders.
And for those who do or don't know, Ty was pretty much the entire back end of this podcast. Like, maybe like a thick 80% of the work was done by Ty. She did the editing, the editor. And we looked within and we looked without, and it's just not sustainable. If she's not in, we're not in, like on many levels. So yeah.
And on top of that, Dixley is starting to gear up for her own podcast too. So it felt very serendipitous to me anyway. And I think that a lot of you will find that what you will be missing from Celestial Café, you will find in Dixley's podcast. Do you want to talk a little about that?
Yeah, I mean, it should be coming out this July, the Lazy Phasey Oddcast of Wonder and Whimsy. It's going to be twice a month. One of them will be, instead of full moon lunations, we're going to be doing new moon lunations. So we're going to be looking at the entire cycle of the new moon once a month. So that should be fun. And then another topic of whatever I want. I'm going to... I have a few like astrology episodes for Ghibli films, like really deep diving the astrology and also just like the magic that Ghibli holds. We're going to talk about video games, of course, too. And of course, I'm going to have all these hosts on there at least once to talk about whatever, you know, like maybe Fuchsia and I want to talk at length about unicorns again. Maybe me and Panthera, we still got to talk about dragons and shit. Like,
yes, I can't wait.
we and there's still to talk about death, I guess, because that's all I've really been wanting to talk about lately.
Like, there's still so much that we haven't talked about here that I still want to share with the world as like those two minds together, right? So you'll still see everyone on my Oddcast every now and again, and it's going to be very interesting. I feel a magical weight upon my shoulders.
We're all really excited to continue to do collaborative content with each other that explores a lot of the same topics and styles just on our own individual channels. And I think like a big thing right now is we're wanting to kind of focus on building ourselves up as individuals instead of this whole other brand. From a business, maybe some of you with more like business or branding minds will kind of see the value we're looking at with that. But
absolutely, and I know a lot of us are trying to build like foundational content on our individual channels, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, and so on. And a lot of us are getting very close to monetizing those individual channels. And so yeah, just another additional thing to worry and focus on and direct people towards is just. It's a lot right now.
Yeah, especially when we're constantly finding ourselves like, do I post this on my channel or is this Celestial Café? And then a lot of times it comes to Celestial Café when maybe we wanted to put it on our main channels, and it gets a little confusing. So I think like overall, this is going to be really good for us individually to continue growing, and we'll continue holding each other's little hands just from afar. So I think that an important thing to talk about for y'all as the audience is about the Patreon, which we just launched and pushed kind of hard. So we want to make sure that y'all know that we're still going to deliver on the book club promises. And we've actually already shut the Patreon down or put it in vacation mode or something so that we can't accept any more subscribers on it. But those of you who are currently subscribed, you will get what you've subscribed for. And Fuchsia and Panthera can tell y'all more about the book club stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. One of our priorities with Celestial Cafe coming to a clean close is making sure that you guys are getting all of your value, if not more so than what, because that's our biggest regret right now, I think, is pushing the Patreon so much and then unfortunately coming to kind of a close end after. We are going to be doing our book clubs as we promised, with the activity meeting this month on the I believe it was the 30th, and then next month in July on the 21st will be the actual discussion. So those will still be happening. We are going to be giving the July one for free to all of the patrons who are already subscribed. So that way you guys don't have to pay the other, basically instead of $10 a month for 2 months for each book club meeting, you'll pay 10 and then only and get both. For those only the one charge. So I hope that helps kind of that you guys find value in that, and we do hope to see you there, and I can't wait for the conversation. And we are planning on recording those sessions, so if you aren't there, you still get the value from that, and the patrons will all get the links to that, so you'll be able to reference it in the future as well. So you guys will hopefully be able to retain that value for far into the future. And the book is still a fantastic book. I am enjoying going back to it, and I hope you guys are as well. Do you have anything to add, Fuchsia?
Yeah, so I haven't figured out the logistics of this yet, but I do plan on bringing book discussions and possibly a book club in some form. I haven't figured out how, whether it's going to be paid or just like free sign up. I do plan on bringing that to my content, because that was one thing that I, from the beginning, really wanted to get started and do and organize. So I was really excited about this book club launch. So that will be coming to my individual content in some way, shape, or form. I don't have the logistics figured out yet. We haven't had a lot of time since we made this decision, but by the end of Celestial Cafe, I will have more information. So if you're interested in continuing book talks, they will be happening in some capacity.
And just for transparency's sake, what we're planning on doing with the Patreon money, we've decided collectively, like as the group of 4 of us, to donate it to Fuchsia's vet fund for the passing of Avocado. She got hit with a really hefty vet fund, $1,400, right? And it just sort of makes sense to give back to Fuchsia and help her through this rough time, rough on many levels. And just so that everyone knows, you too can help Fuchsia out right now by heading to her Ko-fi. It's sort of like a tipping website, and you can help support her get some of this weight off of her shoulder.
Tarot coloring pages.
Oh yeah, she does have offerings on there too. Like, so there's some supply and demand happening there too. But
and tarot journal pages, just like for helping me out with Avocado.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Dugsley presented that idea. I did not suggest it, but it will help out.
It makes a lot of sense, though. Yeah.
It will help out a lot because I'm struggling right now, mentally, financially. I am not in a good place, so that will help a lot.
Okay.
And for y'all as the audience, I do think we're planning on keeping the Discord open definitely through the end of our episodes for the summer, probably a little bit longer after that too, just as like to wrap up with the book club and to continue to taper y'all out to either our individual community spaces or continue to give you that community space there until you find another little like nesting ground. We definitely wanted this to be a gradual closing that gave everybody closure, us as hosts and you as an audience. So actually, we have a kind of fun lineup for the summer that I think is going to be really cool to celebrate each of us individually and our interests, and to give y'all an opportunity to ask us questions that you might have wanted to, and to say a proper goodbye. So we have 5 more episodes planned to release weekly. So this episode should be going up on the last Monday of June. So every Monday in July, and the final episode will release on the last day of July, which I thought was, again, just a very nice like serendipity. Each of the first 4 episodes are going to be focused on each of us individually. So we don't have the order picked out yet or anything, but like next week, for example, would be Hey Shady Lady and whatever cryptid esoteric kind of stuff that I decide to bring to the table that day. And the next week would be Dugsley's episode, then Panthera, then Fuchsia, or whatever order we come up with. I do want to let you know as listeners, we will be answering Q&A questions as individuals, and probably questions from each other as hosts on our specialized episodes. So if you have any questions for us, you have to get those in sometime in the next week. We will be recording all 4 of these episodes late next week. You have probably until the 28th of June to get those questions to us, whether that's through a Twitter DM, Instagram DM, an email.
We'll open up a Discord channel specifically for this. And we'll have it go up the day that this episode goes live. So that way you guys can throw them there or message us on individual platforms.
I was going to say, just in case you're not a Discord user, you can use any platform. You can email us if you want to. And all of those links and the email is up still on our website at celestialcafe.org. So you can get all of any link. But we would love it if y'all could rack your little brains and come up with some questions. I think it would probably add a cool layer to those episodes and kind of fluff them up a little bit more. Because we don't quite want to come to these final episodes just lecturing. We want to be very like cool and conversational and celebrating
all about our hyperfixations.
Yes,
that you guys have gotten like a little taste of over the episodes. Now it's like we're going balls to the wall. Like,
yeah, maybe someone wants to know about, I don't know, like my favorite thing in Tears of the Kingdom right now or something.
Yeah.
Or it could even go as deep as like, why did you start this path on your witchcraft? You know, like, or it could be, what's your favorite color? We'll take them all. We'll answer them all. Just don't be mean.
We just renewed the domain for Celestial Café, so the episodes should stay archived at least for a year. Okay, so we'll have our 4 episodes specializing on each of us as hosts, and then we will have the final goodbye episode, which I'm calling our graduation episode. So it's kind of be like a graduation ceremony. We're going to reflect on the podcast at large, what we've learned from it, maybe some of our favorite moments, and just kind of like have a good little like goodbye session where we share the positive, happy memories and the ways that Celestial Cafe has grown us, and just kind of our thoughts. So we're recording all 4 of the individual episodes in one sitting. Wish us luck. Next week. And then we're not going to record for a few weeks, but we will be recording that graduation episode right before it goes live. So that will be recorded on the 27th of July and published on the 31st of July. And that will be the final episode of Celestial Cafe. So again, I just want to remind y'all, if y'all want Q&A questions answered by us, we need those by next Wednesday, the 28th of June.
So the important question, I guess, for our graduation episode, is it going to be a pomp and circumstance kind of episode or a vitamin C graduation song kind of episode?
Oh, as we go on, we remember.
No, this is a good riddance
Green Day. Yes. I hope you have the time of your life.
I also like the Pikachu's Goodbye from Pokemon.
That one makes me cry.
So we'll have that final episode for y'all on July 31st. And I guess to wrap up today's episode, we'll let y'all know where you can find us going forward and what you can expect from us. I'll start. My Sagittarius moon has been destroying me from the inside out because I have been at my computer being really boring for far too long, and I'm planning on... Last summer, I broke my arm, as I'm sure everyone's very, 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 very well aware. But I not only when I bought my skates last summer, I also bought a bunch of hiking gear. I bought new hiking boots. I had a backpack full of all of these like little knickknacks and trinkets that you need for hiking. And I was planning on doing a lot of hiking last summer. So I don't think that I'm feeling confident enough to pick up the roller skates again, but I am feeling confident to go hiking. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with exploring the mountains around here in the Blue Ridge and finding cool things. Like, for example, in the next couple of weeks, I found a 1-room, like 1800s elementary school that's supposedly haunted, and it's less than a 40-minute drive from my house. So I'm going to be going up there with a close family friend who is just stepping into her teen years. I'm going to get an EMF reader and put that in this very capable teenager's hands. And
real life phasmophobia.
I think it's going to be... I'm going in the like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going anywhere near sundown. But that's also to avoid tourists because it's a 1-lane dirt road all the way up the curvy, windy mountain with no guardrails on it. So it's going to be a bit of a drive, but I'm going to record it. And I'm going to be making YouTube content out of these. Like, I'm not quite going to become a ghost hunter or anything, but I'm going to be an explorer of cool spots around where I live. And I'm going to try to document those and go on some adventures and get out of my house a little bit. I've always said that I will, for my entire life, be a quote unquote content creator because I always have been. I always want to share what I'm doing. I always take pictures. I always record what I'm doing. So right now I want to get out of my house a little bit, and that's what this is going to look like. So, and on top of that, I actually like pulled up my blogs last night and started to dig back into the research for my tarot card description series. I was working on my magician card last night and kind of planning that whole blog series series out, and I'm really feeling super inspired to work on those again, which I think
My mom's going to be thrilled about this information.
I know. I remember your mom telling you wanting me to finish it, and I reread it last night. I haven't read my full post since I made it, which was at least several months ago. I don't remember exactly when, but I was reading it and I was like, bruh, I was on some shit. Like, this is
it's good shit.
And I was like relearning stuff when I was rereading it, because I was like, I researched it so thoroughly, and in true Gemini fashion, it was just like I swallowed it and shit it out and completely forgot. Yeah, completely forgot I learned any of it. So I'm excited to kind of like get back into that, or to re-explore that, get really focused on my blog, because I'm sure, without going too into it, we all see the social media sites are destroying themselves from the inside out. So I'm definitely going to be focused on my blog and YouTube content in a different style than I have ever made on my YouTube. So that's what you can expect from me. And I am Hey Shady Lady on everything, and I'm at Hey Shady Lady. I already said that. I'm at HeyShadyLady.com. Yeah. www.HeyShadyLady.com. And there may be some streams from me here and there. I can't believe I spent 6 weeks on a VTuber and streamed with her 4 times, but that's also Gemini fashion of me. So
Perfect. Yeah.
So that's
the blueprint.
So, but this summer I'm going to be trying to embrace that Sagittarian energy instead of a little bit of both, to be honest. So, but I'm going to let the Sagittarius take over, because if I don't, she's going to delete everything and move across the country instead of doing
Sagittarius
something.
moon, take the wheel.
Yeah, you're about to Gone Girl if you're not careful.
If I'm not careful, she'll go to that degree. So let's
moving into my spare room.
So what about you, Panthera? What do you got going on? What can people expect from you?
I've been remotivated to make content for the first time in a very long time lately, and I think I finally am going to be redoing a lot of my YouTube videos. So getting back onto YouTube is definitely going to be my primary focus moving forward, along with the blog. Those two kind of platforms simultaneously. Instagram and things like that are going to definitely be taking a sidebar, along with Twitch. I don't know, just evergreen content is like so much more of a return on investment of time, and I really want to get those two things solidified and consistent before I add more onto my plate again. So you can expect I'm going to try to be doing more vlog style content in addition to my standard educational content.
Good.
So
Like
kind of like
which one where you were making the tea.
Yeah. So I'm going to be calling them magical musings, and it will just be like a, drink tea with me and kind of more of like a casual chit chat, rather than a, lecture and education kind of style content like the majority of my stuff is. I do still want to do lots of educational stuff, and I'm going to be bringing in a lot more about like crystals, and kind of taking you along with me as I do things for my shop. I really enjoyed doing some unboxing videos and things like that, so definitely expect that when I get restocks for my crystal shop. And also I've really enjoyed doing like packing videos a little bit on like TikTok and
those
things like that.
Too.
If you're interested, I'm going to be probably doing that for the majority of my orders moving forward, as long as I have time on that day. So you can find my shop at www.etsy.com/shop/Feral Woodwares. And then my actual content is on feralwoodfarm.com, and you can find me on YouTube at Panthera the Feralwood Witch, everywhere else at either Feralwood Farm or Panthera the Feralwood Witch. So yeah, that's my plans. I'm really excited to like just buckle down and like get my shit together a little bit, because I'm kind of in like, what am I doing?
I'm ready to consume all Panthera goodness on all corners of the internet.
Are you ready for lots of like medieval core music and aesthetic things?
I'm ready.
How about you, Fuchsia? What do you got going forward?
I have thoughts and plans of what I'd like to do, but I'm still everyone knows I'm in a very weird space right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just right now just trying to keep my head above water with life. But I have been working on video game reviews on my YouTube, which I will be continuing doing. A lot of comfy, cozy games, and also a lot of games that are very witchcraft based. So that's like a specific niche of my video game reviews that I'm doing. I'm really excited for some that are coming out. Like Rika is all about like you're an apprentice to Baba Yaga and you roam the countryside in the chicken hut, gathering herbs and making potions for people. So like I'm really excited about it. It hasn't come out yet, but I'm really excited about like that game. And I have a bunch of like alchemy simulator and stuff. So I have a whole bunch of games that I plan on reviewing, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want my actual witchcraft YouTube to look like, but it's going to be a lot of book talk. And I think just being more kind of personal to me, rather than just like I have a ton of tarot decks and I like doing the flip throughs, but like it's not very personal content. So I just decided that I wasn't really into doing that kind of stuff. So that's like that channel has been on the back burner just because I'm trying to figure out what. But I do plan on starting. I was planning on this already, but starting an actual blog that's a more personal blog, and a lot of that is going to be focused on navigating this part of my life without a familiar for the first time since I was 12. And right now, obviously, like a lot of it's going to be on like the grieving process and stuff, but it's not all going to be all doom and gloom, but it's like just other things. Like I have a blog post written about the Barbie movie and my personal experience with Barbie growing up. So like it's going to be like very eclectic, but one of the things I'm really looking forward to this summer, actually the first week of August, I'm going home. I haven't been home since 2017. I'm going and visiting my mom for a week, and my sister lives in Salem, so I get to go actually visit Salem for the first time since high school, as a witch, and not during Halloween season, which is absolute hell in Salem. But so I'm gonna be making a vlog of that. I am actually hoping to move back this fall, but those are plans that I have not talked to my mom about yet, that I plan on talking to her about while I'm there. So if she's listening to this, spoilers, but I'm hoping to move back. And it was funny because you were talking about ghost hunting, and it's not something like I'm like particularly super interested in, but my hometown is one of the most haunted towns in America. Tons and tons of stories and ghosts, and there's a haunted schoolhouse and stuff. Classic. So I'm like, maybe I'll actually dip my toes into that, because I never checked out any of that stuff when I actually lived there. I know all the stories, but I never checked any of them out.
But a cool experience. Like the haunting aside, I definitely like think that's a fun draw for this like elementary school I'm going to, or some of these spots you're describing. But even just like experiencing history, I think is really cool and very enticing humbling to me too. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to like if I do go if I go to these places, I'm looking forward to more getting into it from like a witchcraft perspective than a ghost hunting perspective, and like speaking with spirits and ancestor work and that kind of thing. So it's something that's on my radar. But it was funny because like I didn't expect you to mention anything about that, but yeah, so my content is kind of I'm figuring things out, but basically getting my website actually up and running instead of just having it be a link page for everything. So lunarlibraries.com, and expanding my Etsy shop. So restocking my candles, but I'm going to be adding more like runes and in like bags that I sew, because I love sewing, but my sewing desk has my old computer on it right now, so I haven't been sewing, but like making bags to hold runes and tarot decks and stuff. That'd be great. So I'm looking forward to expanding that kind of stuff.
I am so picky with tarot bags. I'd love for you to make some tarot bags. That would be awesome.
Well, let me know what you want. If you're going to be picky, let me know what you're looking
Frogs,
for.
Unicorns, Pikachu,
Dragons.
Oh my god!
Just kind of getting through the summer and trying to get out more, just in general, but. I planned on making a vlog of my trip home because it's
really
such
cool.
It's such a magical place, and I'm looking forward to it and sharing it with people. And then hopefully come the fall, I can share it with everyone all of the time. Hopefully. So we'll see.
All right. Well, Dukesley, how about you? What you got on your plate? Where can people find? Actually, Fuchsia, where can people find you? What are your handles?
Lunarlibraries.com has links to everything. My handle everywhere is mostly Lunar Libraries, except Twitch is Fuchsia Rascal. And I have been streaming more, so I guess that's not a terrible thing to throw out there. But my Etsy shop and my website and Twitter and everything is Lunar Libraries.
Okay, cool. So how about you, Dukes? What do you got going on, and where can people find you?
I have a very busy summer ahead of me. I, of course, am going to have the Lazy Phasey Oddcast up soon. Early July is what I'm looking at, early to middle July. That should be interesting. I'm streaming on Twitch every now and again. Please stop by. My Twitch is Dukesley. I'm Dukesley everywhere. I'm Dukesley everywhere except for when I'm not. And when I'm not, I'm going by Phasey. So yeah, check out phasey.love too. I'm still giving out tarot readings, astrology readings.
Spelled FAEZI.love.
Yes. .love, the word love, yeah. And Phasey is only going to continue growing. I'd love to open up the shop portion that's more than just offerings, but also my physical art to be sold on there sometime within this year. I literally have a list of things that I'm planning this summer next to me. I'm planning on expanding Dooglandia and all things Dukesley as well. I mean, we're going to be doing Twitch streams more often, tarot streams, of course, but you know me, I'm a motherfucking gamer. So we're also going to be playing some video games, maybe YouTube one day, as I've been saying for the last 2 years. I'm looking at that for 2024, though. I think I'm just going to put that on the back burner, especially since I'm kind of bringing a podcast under my belt. I'm going to focus on that. And I'm also going to be opening up a Ko-fi. So there's more ways for people to support and more exclusive Dukesley stuff and more pictures of Cooper, which I know everyone really wants to pay for, especially. Yeah, good. And I think I
would subscribe to a monthly Cooper box, to be honest.
Ooh,
I'll take his sheddings. You can brush and
wait.
All right, I'm gonna stop because I feel like this is
Which
just
is everywhere.
Creepy.
Be like, yes, here, take my money.
Send me his toenail clippings.
If you pay for that, I will deliver. I didn't realize this was in demand. Cooper Etsy shop coming soon. Just put that. I'll write that down real quick.
Oh my god, Duke.
Something new to think about. But yeah, find me anywhere. I'm on Twitter too, but Twitter's a fucking cesspool these days. So I'm trying to find a new social media home. The best place to find me right now is either Twitter or Twitch. I'm Dukesley there. And that I gotta figure. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna have more things figured out over this month. Honestly, that's how I'm feeling. I feel like I just have a lot of ideas.
We're all in this really strange figuring it out moment, and I that's probably collective as well, because like I said, we're all watching social media collectively just shit itself, the platforms themselves. So I think we're all wishing for a new social media home and trying to navigate that. So it sucks, but
everyone go back to Tumblr.
I was gonna say I'm going back to like Web 1.0 kind of shit. I'm going back to my website, and I am still really enjoying Instagram, unfortunately, but it's like a TikTok that I have more control over my experience with. TikTok, you're just kind of force-fed constant content. Instagram, you can take breaks from this like constant short form videos. Stop scrolling. I know you're scrolling, so stop. I just want to tell you you're beautiful. Shut the fuck up. God, I cannot stand the clickbait.
It means that you're meant to be seeing this.
Yeah, this is a destined message from your angels.
Wow. Thanks, algorithm.
Thanks, TikTok user 18.
Who are you? Yeah, literally.
The clickbait levels are insane, but if it's not clickbait, then we're getting harassed by blue checkmark users on Twitter, or the internet's not in its best era currently.
The foundations of the very internet is shattering right now, and I think all of us are trying to find our footing in the wild west of social media.
I miss when it was the wild west of Web 1.0, and that wild west was. I was like great.
12 when that was happening, so I was like Pikachu GIF, and I'm happy, you know.
But yeah, like Phasey.love. Dukesley everywhere. Like those I'll have more concrete information probably with the graduation episode. And actually, I think with the graduation episode, I should have the first episode of the podcast out. So there will be places to find Dukesley footing probably in the middle of July. We're figuring it out.
Not that it feels appropriate that we're having a graduation episode, but halfway through kind of like pitching that as the final episode idea title, I was like, this is what VTubers call it when they like retire from being a VTuber. They graduate to
and like J-pop idols,
like the K-pop idols and stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna work our way towards the Celestial Café graduation. And I guess like now that you know where you can find us, you know what the information is, what's going on. We will probably do a much more expanded version of this in the graduation episode, but I do just want to say a sincere thank you to everyone that's been along on the ride with us and has shown up to the Twitch streams over the years, has supported us in whatever form that support has taken. Y'all, it's definitely not gone unnoticed.
We see it all. Yeah. We love it all the little inklings of support of
posting your plants and Discord, all of these little things, just it means a lot.
It all is added up. Thank you.
Yeah. And I hope that the ways that we're evolving and growing, that maybe it resonates with you and maybe it doesn't. And that's okay either way. We're going to continue doing our thing, and hopefully we'll see you around. I guess we wanted to keep this episode kind of short and sweet and just to the point. So we will definitely see y'all next week with our first specialized episode, and we hope you enjoy those over the month of July. Yeah, feel free to chat with us in the Discord if you want to have a conversation or let us know anything. And like I said, those Q&A questions, get us those by June 28th, next Wednesday, so we can include those in the recordings. All right, well, until the next episode of Celestial Cafe, I hope you all have a great end of June, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.